tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You're working hard, training, you're eating right, taking the right supplements, and then you see the results in the morning. Instead of feeling discouraged, you feel like, oh God, well, I'm gonna work twice as hard the next day because I'm getting the results. You know, that's the key. People get discouraged when they don't see the results. So for me to be able to cut my training in half to go from 6 weeks to 12 weeks, that's very encouraging. It's getting to my goal and then being able to then just maintain. It's easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape. Get to that place and then just maintain.
You got to push yourself all the time because remember, the body doesn't really respond to the same thing over and over. Right? You got to always give it the extra punch. So I think supersets and triple sets and quadruple sets and all of those kind of things created that kind of extra fire in the muscle.
What helps me is to keep the hard times in the front of my mind, because it allows me to go into these big moments that I've worked my ass off, and you guys have worked your ass off. It allows me to go into these big moments with a different perspective. What it also does for me, and again, this is what works for me. I keep my back, excuse my language, my back is up against this motherfucker. Every day, it's against this fucking wall. But it's up against this motherfucker because it's what I believe in. And when my back is against this motherfucker, then there's nowhere to go but that way. That's it. So I feel like this could be something, an ideology and mindset that could help you, if you look at it that way.
I mean, you shouldn't be asking people to come down here and pay the freight on something they paid. It still ain't good enough. I mean, you think that's right? I mean, maybe you're doing your job, but why you gotta stop me from doing mine? Because if you're willing to go through all the battling you gotta go through to get to where you wanna get, who's got the right to stop you? I mean, maybe some of you guys got something you never finished, something you really wanna do, something you never said to somebody, something. And you're told no, even after you pay your dues. Who's got the right to tell you that? Who? Nobody. It's your right to listen to your gut. It ain't nobody's right to say no. After you earn the right to be where you want to be, you do what you want to do. You know, the older I get, the more things I got to leave behind. That's life. The only thing I'm asking you guys to leave on the table is what's right.
Because if you're willing to do the work, you can have anything. All of my heroes are self-made. Rocky, Scarface, all the guys from The Godfather, they all started out with nothing to build their way to perfection. The way to prove yourself is to better yourself. That's the American dream. I have no sympathy for people who squander their gifts. It's sickening. It's worse than sickening. It's unpatriotic.